Good afternoon. It's March the 7th, 2017. Time to wrap up today's trading and set the groundwork or stage for Globex and tomorrow's trades. Start with our customary disclaimer. Hypothetical simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. So here we are with the E-mini, and we came in this morning wanting to sell 74s to 76s and buy 65s to 67s. And there are your buys, and there are your sells. So, oh great, Charlie came up with this idea. I'm selling 74s to 76s. How am I going to put on that trade? Well, I can certainly put out a resting limit sell at 74, 75, or 76. But I could get freight trained. I could get really smacked on that. So, how's another way to take it? Well, I've got a retest failure right here. I've got a monkey trade right there. That's certainly a way you didn't get steamrolled. Now you gave up a little trade location, but it was still a pretty good trade. On the buy side, here's a beautiful retest failure with a failed auction. 4 attempts to break it, they can't. So maybe that puts you in at 67. If you don't like that, then we've got a monkey trade right here. You give up significant trade location, but you still put the trade on. And so this assessment, trading range, down bias, up bias, this is support, this is resistance, can really help you improve your trade location. Now, as you get better at this, I want to get long at 65. I want to get short at 75. I want to get something on. I'm going to get a partial position on. And so you can have resting limit sells or buys at those price points. But that would assume that you had a bottom line, that you were consistently profitable, and that you had some room in the account to do that kind of trading. This trade right here was good for 2. That trade was good for 4. This trade was good for 4. And we just kind of move into chop for the rest of the day. So you had 8 to 10 points through right here. You could have had more in here for sure, but then after that it's been pretty 2 ticks, 4 ticks with trade location. And so crude, oil, and gold continue to offer us better trading opportunities. The bond actually hasn't for the last 2 weeks. Then we're getting in the E-mini. And if the E-mini ever sells, it'd be really interesting to see what happens when the E-mini actually does sell. Because then we're going to have to ascertain whether the Fed is supporting the market or not. And it's going to be pretty hard for them not to, based on their balance sheet. Of course, letting the stock market sell and being long treasuries could be the other way that they handle it. So anyway, lower high, lower low on F1. Look for a place to sell it. Look at our F2, it's a B. Look for a place to sell it. So last rotate up was what, 71.50, then 72.50, then 74.75's the high. So maybe let them get stops up above 72. So maybe a 73.75 sell 1. And we'll adjust it tomorrow morning, sell 2 at 79.81. On the buy side, 65.67, buy 1. It is support. No magic there. And then 60 to 62, buy 2. News tomorrow. ADP looking for plus 183. Friday's non-farm payroll looking for 195. Wholesale trade, don't have the number, plus 1% was last. Like to see that number come in at 1% or higher. And then crude, unleaded, and heating oil, which is really diesel or transportation. So the focus will be ADP. And then just the internal dynamics of the E-mini, who wants to do what to whom. Now, for those of you that are a little frustrated and down on yourself, you really have to get in there and do some self-examination. You know, what is the why am I frustrated? And I think what you're going to find is, for most people, it's that you're hesitating. You want that extra piece of information when you're in the area where you should be buying or selling. And one way to get around that is just to limit buy or limit sell, and that's very, very effective. You know, I've got a limit buy or limit sell out there. Based on my homework, I was comfortable with that idea before the trading started. I'll put it out there and I'll see what happens. Now you're triggered. The trade is on. Now what you do, and you'll find if you have trouble pulling the trigger that a lot of people can't pull the trigger with ease, but they can manage or trade a trade really, really very well once they're in that particular trade. And if that is the case for you, that's a way to get around it. If you find that you can manage the trade, and you're very comfortable doing that, you just, Charlie, why don't you pull the trigger for me and then I'll manage the trade. If that's your mindset like that, then limit buys and limit sells can help you get around that problem. Sell 1, 16 to 20. Sell 2, 23 to 27. If there's going to be a weak auction, it'll be the 10-year or the 5-year. On the buy side, 8 to 12, 9 to 13, then 1 to 5. Now, we like to buy into weakness. We're not afraid to buy into weakness on auction day because they can't let the bottom of the market fall out without news, and we don't have news tomorrow. ADP comes in, what is 8:15 Eastern? It's out of the way. It's gone. So we will have absorbed that move early on, and don't have to worry about it after that. Okay, looking at the 30-year, which didn't have much of a range either. Definitely a B, definitely trying to trade lower. Last rotate up stopped at 27, then 28, then 29, and we got as high as 149 even on the auctions. So 28 to the buck is 1, 3 to 7 is sell 1. 11 to 15 is sell 2. I think it's going to take news to get us to the S2 or a very, very weak E-mini. 16 to 20 is number 1. So 9 to 13 buy 1. 1 to 5 buy 2. And again, I just don't see the bottom falling out of the market because of tomorrow's auction. Now, this doesn't mean I'm right. And now you go, oh God, come on, Charlie, don't talk like that if you've just given that. We're strategizing, we're planning ahead, we're considering the what ifs, the possibilities, and if our idea is correct, we see it actually unfolding before our eyes on the screen, we can trade more size, we can be more aggressive on our trading. If we don't see it unfolding on the screens, then we're going to trade our normal size and we're not going to get too excited about it one way or the other. But this is how you work yourself into a trading mindset and how you'll be able to handle the problems that you face, and we all do, and it's never the same. It's never the same. It's always a little bit different. Okay, gold, lower high, lower low. Find a place to sell it as long as we stay below 1221. 1220.60, the market can sell. Got so damn many numbers rolling around in my head, it's hard to keep them straight. But I got to try. Our tractor's 13. Go through that 109.60, then basically stops below 1200. That's where we're heading, in my opinion. So everything points to lower prices. So 15 to 17 was support. So 15 to 17, very, very aggressive sell 1. 19 to 21, sell 2. On the buy side, 9 to 11, picking up this low volume number right there, buy 1. And then 4 to 6, buy 2, picking up that low volume number right there for buy 2. Okay, crude oil. Kevin shared his idea with us that we did not have a strong low. And that just means there's no rejection when somebody tells you that. So we have a higher low, higher high right here. It says we can buy it. We've got the APIs tonight. We have the EIA inventory report tomorrow. And I don't see anything that says we're not going to at least get stops below 53. So I've been writing this number for a long time. 52.75, 53 by 1. 52 and a quarter, 52.50 by 2. On the sell side, 53 and a quarter, 53.50, sell 1. 53 even, 54. 53.75, 54, sell 2. Like the sell side better. And I'd like to get stops below 50. I think that would set us up pretty nicely. Well, the idea is to find a place to sell it, folks. Euro, lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. Definitely a B. Okay, TD for another measured move. I go to the longest line of letters, which is at, let's say, 72. The tail up there. So we have 92 to 72. That's 20. I take 20 from this line right here on the profile. So 72. That takes us down on a measured move to 52. That would be our trading target. Got it? So we go to the longest line of letters, and we go to the high, and we've got a B, so we're just going to flip this. We're going to take this all the way down, and we're going to rotate it down to here, and so that should give us a low at 105.52. So we got a B. Where do we sell it? Last rotate up in I was 77. We're at 69. So 80 to 90, sell 1. 106.10 to 20, sell 2. Headed lower, 105.50 by 1. 105 and a quarter by 2. Okay, we've had better days than we had today trading crude oil, but when it was all said and done, 25 ticks to the good, maybe as high as 30. And with that said, I will see you bright and early in the morning. We'll try to shake the money tree once again. Y'all have a great evening.